our next topic is water pollution and its control. We human beings abusing water bodies by adding many things to it. So we know that what we are dumping all the waste and substances into the water bodies. Like we are dumping the industrial effluents, pesticides, herbicides and sewage water, everything we are dumping into the water bodies. Like it might be pools, ponds, lakes, rivers. So all water bodies we are making pollution. So we know how important these water bodies for the existence of the life. So our government of India realized that it is very important to maintain the water, safeguard our water resources. So what they did, the Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act was came to force in the year 1974. So have you ever wondered if whatever the water we are using at home, for example, washing our hands and taking bath and toilet, for everything at our homes to clean ourselves and to keep, we use water. And where does this water goes? It will be drained from our home, right? And it will go to the pipelines. Through the pipelines, it will reach somewhere. So where it is reaching and what is happening? See, for example, in the urbanization, you know very well that if you take in your street itself, if there are 20 houses, from the minimum 1,500 liters of water is required for a 4-member family person, right? So that much of water is drained from one home. So like that, in a street around 20 homes are there, that much of water is coming, and where does it is going? So that water which is used from the, which is coming out of the drain from the home after using, we call that as a domestic sewage. So this water is unfit for human use. Why it is unfit for human use? What percentage of impurities are present in it? You will wonder, it is having only about 0.1% of the impurities in it. Only 0.1% of the impurities are there. That means we can remove it and we can use it. So in this 99% water is there, and only 0.1% of impurities are there. So that is the thing which is making unfit for the human use. So what is that in that 0.1%? What are all the things are present in that 0.1%? It contains suspended solids. Suspended solids means these suspended solids can be removed easily. See, if you keep that water for some time, and all these solids will come and settle down. Don't you think it is easy to remove these suspended solids? Those solids might be the sand, might be the silt, might be the clay, or many things. And also it has the colloidal materials. Colloidal materials means, as we know from the toilet it is coming, means it will be having the fecal matter, bacteria and all, and it might be having cloth, paper and fibers, many things. And also it has dissolved material. It might be having the nutrients such as nitrates and ammonia and urea, phosphorus, detergents, all these things. They are dissolved in the water. And we know very well, it is very easy to remove these solids. It is very easy to remove these solids, but it is a little bit difficult to remove these dissolved salts, toxic materials and organic compounds. So what is happening here actually, how it is, so you know very well solids will get settled very easily. So that is why it is easy to remove. And dissolved salts, toxic metal ions and organic compounds, these are difficult to remove them. So the domestic sewage, what it contains, already we said, it contains the biodegradable organic matter. Biodegradable means the matter which is present can be broken down by the living organism and it can be degraded, right? So it contains biodegradable organic matter and that can be degraded by this organic matter which is present in the domestic sewage can be degraded by bacteria and microorganisms. So this in this river, that is why what we are doing, we are sending this domestic sewage to the rivers, pools, lakes and many things, right? So here we can see the river Ganga and the Dal lake has been polluted heavily by this sewage water. So can we find out what amount of the biodegradable organic matter is present in that water? So we said the sewage water is coming, right? In that sewage water, how much amount or what amount of this biodegradable organic matter is present in this sewage water? So this can be measured by biochemical oxygen demand, BOD we call it as. So how we can measure? See, for example, here in this tank we have sewage water here. So can you tell how much of organic matter is present in it? Can you tell? We can say yes. How do we find out? We find out through the BOD. So BOD means biochemical oxygen demand. So if, for example, here if it is breaking, the bacteria or the microorganism is using this or degrading this organic matter. So while degrading this organic matter, this consumes, these microorganisms will be consuming the oxygen. What they are doing, they are consuming the oxygen. So, and also they are, when they are consuming the oxygen, that oxygen where it is present, that oxygen will be in the water. How it is present? It is present in the form of dissolved oxygen. The oxygen will be in dissolved form. So, and also how much the decomposition of organic matter occurred. So, by knowing this, we can determine how much dissolved oxygen is present in that sewage water. So, let us learn much about this BOD. Now let us discuss biochemical oxygen demand. So before going to that, let us see, we know that in the sewage water, organic matter is present. If there is more organic waste means it can be degraded, right? So in the sewage, whatever the organic matter is present, that can be degraded. More organic matter means that, or the more biodegradable matter is there means, what will happen? The microorganisms have more food, right? So there is an increase in rate of decomposition. So the speed of decomposition will be increased. Who are the reason for this decomposition? Those are microorganisms. If more number of organic matter is there, it can be decomposed by microorganisms. If much biodegradable matter is there means there is increased oxygen consumption by decomposers. So to decompose this, they require oxygen. So if they should decompose this organic matter means they need oxygen. So there is a demand in the oxygen. Where oxygen is present? Oxygen is present in the water in dissolved form. So what happens if the microorganisms go on using this oxygen? What will happen to the dissolved oxygen in water? Whether it will increase or decrease? So it will increase, right? No, it will decrease. Actually, see here, if there is a water here, In this water, much organic matter is there. So there is high organic matter. So more food is there means what will happen? The microorganism starts decomposing it. So when they are decomposing, they need more oxygen. So if they go on using the oxygen, if they go on use this oxygen, dissolved oxygen present in it, what will happen? They have used this oxygen. What will happen now? There will be decrease in the dissolved oxygen. So what will be happening? There is a decrease in the dissolved oxygen in water. So there are certain effects what happens if there is a decrease in the dissolved oxygen. Let us see after some time. So the demand of oxygen is directly related. If there is more demand of oxygen means there is more organic matter and the microorganisms are decomposing that organic matter. Then they require more oxygen. So if the demand is more for that oxygen, that means there is an increase in input of the organic waste. So it is directly, demand of the oxygen is directly related to the increase input of organic matter. So that can be measured by BOD. What do you mean by BOD? Biochemical oxygen demand. So it is a measure of oxygen required. Why oxygen required? Oxygen required for the breakdown of the organic matter. By whom? By microorganisms. So it's a measure of oxygen required by the aerobic decomposers. Aerobic, why we have written aerobic? That means they decompose the their respiration takes place by aerobic process and they use oxygen to decompose that organic matter. So what is BOD? It's a measure of oxygen required by aerobic decomposers for the biochemical degradation of the organic materials. Why do those microorganisms need that anaerobic microorganisms need this oxygen? To break down this organic material. So that can be measured by biochemical oxygen demand. So what do you mean by biochemical oxygen demand? It's a measure of oxygen required by aerobic decomposers for the biochemical degradation of what? Organic materials in water. Okay. So let us study this in detail by seeing the effect of sewage discharge on some important characteristics of river. So whatever the thing that already we have studied the example, how the from sewage effluent, sewage discharge has been done to the Ganga river, right? So when they are discharging this sewage water into the river, what is happening? We will see it, okay? So this graph shows the effect of sewage discharge on some important characteristics of river. So if we discharge from the city, if all this sewage water is discharged to the river, so what happens to the river actually? What is happening over there? So that we will understand by this graph. So this is very important graph. By this graph, you will be getting some entrance questions and also you may get question in your board, what is BOD, explain with by taking an example and what happens to this BOD level and DO level. So questions will be, most of the questions will be what happens to BOD and DOD at, DO at particular time, right? So let us see what is happening here. So this side we have taken the concentration and this side we have taken direction of the flow. Here the BOD, the biochemical oxygen demand is very less because there is no sewage. Here you can see it's very less, right? There is no sewage and there is high dissolved oxygen. Normally in the river, commonly you can say that there is a dissolved oxygen, right? So normal dissolved oxygen is there, high dissolved oxygen, and there is no biochemical oxygen demand. No microorganism is demanding for the oxygen. So this is the case, normal river case. What happened? We discharged the sewage into the river. So we are sending the sewage water into the river. So what happens over here when we send this sewage water into the river? There you have understood, when there is a more organic matter, what will happen? There is an increase in the rate of decomposition. So now if the organic matter entered the river, this has to be get decomposed. So if it is getting decomposed, there is a high demand for the oxygen. So why there is a high demand for the oxygen? Because microorganisms need to break down this organic matter by using the oxygen. So what happens to the BOD? Increases. Here it was, BOD was low, right? And now the BOD is increased. High oxygen demand, because there is an increase in the sewage content. In the river, sewage content has been increased. That is why there is high biochemical oxygen demand. And they are using the oxygen, dissolved oxygen, which was present in the river. So dissolved oxygen was normal here. Now when the organisms started utilize, when these anaerobic organisms, microorganisms or decomposers, anaerobic decomposers started using the oxygen, what will happen to the oxygen content in the river? Dissolved oxygen content in the river, it will become less. So there is the oxygen, dissolved oxygen decreases. When this dissolved oxygen decreases, what will happen? If there, even our aquatic animals will be depending on that dissolved oxygen. If there is no dissolved oxygen for them, what will happen? Of course, the fish kill and disappearance of the clean water. Whatever the clean water we could see, it is not there now. So, I mean, at the point B, you can see almost most of the organic matter has been decomposed. In this point, you can see most of the organic matter has been decomposed. So now when the river is flowing and all, so by this time you can see the dissolved oxygen again increases, because all the organic matter has been decomposed by the organisms, and biochemical oxygen demand also decreases. By the point C, you can see where the river came to the normal position. So reappearance of the clean water and organisms you can see. And in what happened when there is decrease in the dissolved oxygen? What is the effect of it? So the contamination of water bodies by the pollutants, that means when we added sewage water into the river, when we discharged the sewage water into the river, what happened there? We contaminated that water. Then what happened? There is a decrease in the dissolved oxygen, because they are utilizing that dissolved oxygen to decompose this organic matter. So there is a low dissolved content, then death of that sensitive organisms which were using that dissolved oxygen. So I hope you have understood this effect of the sewage discharge on some important characteristics of the river. we have understood what is BOD and dissolved oxygen, how much dissolved oxygen is present and what will happen to it when we enter the sewage water into it, when we discharge the sewage water into the rivers and all. And let us see one more thing here. When this large amount of the nutrients, when it is present in the water, what will happen? That means when we discharge the sewage water where it contains the large amount of the nutrients, what will happen? There will be increase in the growth of the excessive growth of the plankton, that is a free floating algae. So if the growth of such algae will be increased such that the whole lake will be covered with this algae. So that we call it as a algal bloom. So one more question you will get, what is algal bloom? And this, because of this, when the algal bloom had happened, what will do? It will give a particular color to the lake itself. You might have seen the lake might be completely green. So like that particular color, distinct color will be given to that lake or the water, wherever it is, or the water bodies. And it deteriorates the water quality, the quality which the organisms or the purpose they were using, now they can't use that because the water quality has been changed. Because of this change in the water quality, what will happen? The death of the fishes or the organisms may occur. So there are some bloom forming algae, some species are there. They will cause they are excessive. If they are excess, these algae are excess in that water body, what will happen? They are highly toxic to the human beings and also to some animals. So one more thing we can say, if when the sewage water is discharged into the river or whatever, can we directly leave it to the river? So see, for example, from the hospital, the sewage water is getting discharged. So you know, in the hospital there will be many patients which are having pathogenic organisms in them. That means disease causing organisms will be there. So if it is through the from the toilet, if it is entering the river directly, what will happen? Definitely there the people who are living nearby the river may get the diseases, right? So that is why what we have to waterboard before we are leaving that water into the sewage water from homes and hospitals, they will be containing dysentery, pathogens which causes dysentery, typhoid, jaundice, cholera and many things. So what they have to do before discharging them, they should treat the sewage water and then they can discharge into the river. And also industrial waste will be there, which is of which consists of many chemicals, which might be non-biodegradable chemical, which will go on accumulate in the organisms, such as DDT and heavy metals like mercury, cadmium, copper, lead and organic matter. These are all the things from the industries are directly, they are discharging these industrial effluents into the river. And another one thing you might have seen, there will be a pale pink color beautiful flowers near the lakes. You might have seen with the float, some of them, the plants will be floating on the lake. You might have seen like when you see them, is there water below it? Like that you will feel. That much of the water body will be covered with this plant. This plant was introduced to India because of their beautiful flowers. So that plant is nothing but the water hyacinth. So they will grow in such a way, they even block the way of the water body to go anyway. And also it is called as a terror of Bengal. They grow in such a fast, they grow very quickly and fastly, so that even it becomes difficult, even before we are removing it, the other area will be covered with that. So that means they grow faster than our ability to remove them. These will be growing faster than our ability to remove them. So here we have to see that whenever we are discharging the industrial effluents and all, like and whenever we are adding the pesticides or whatever to the water, we should be we should make sure that it is biodegradable, or how it is degraded. All those things we have to see, because if it is non-biodegradable, it will be go on accumulating in the organisms. So that is what is happening. The case we can study about the DDT in the biomagnification heading. So I hope you have understood what happens if we discharge the sewage water into the water bodies, and how these oxygen, dissolved oxygen will be increased or decreased, and how biochemical oxygen demand will be increased or decreased.